Okay, so I have another Dax magazine here from way back as a kid. This is a picture of Terry Farrell or Dax, and this is Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And it says here, a new generation of Star Trek heroes. Uh, This is a special collector's edition, and I've been reading these Terry Farrell interviews that she did, or some of these many magazines that Terry did. And when I looked at this one, I I didn't find, or I didn't see anything. I didn't see any interview or article that Terry did. All this magazine is it's filled with stories about some of the episodes, some of the Deep Space Nine or DS9 episodes, and it just talks about the various episodes. You know, the plot, some of the conversations that went on. And so I don't remember this at all. I don't really remember this at all, but yeah, I guess, yeah. This is a there's also like some commercials and stuff. This is one of them. This is one of those old school commercials. And this magazine was from display until July 12th, 1994. So yeah, this is a real old magazine, pretty old magazine. Was originally being sold for $4.95. And yeah, this is the old magazine from back then. There's some pins and stuff that were for sale back then. Stuff that they were selling, various Star Trek things, badges, some of the ships and so forth. And then over here, oh wow, this is kind of amazing. Wow. Yeah, this is kind of amazing. It says here, your free portable cassette player. Dude, that's kind of amazing. I remember I used to have one of those, and this actually reminds me of several stories and stuff. Several different stories. Remember the what was it, the cell phone antenna, the cell phones you used to have to pull the antenna out. Yeah, I used to have stuff like this. I mean, yo, that's from way back from when they had payphones. I remember they used to have payphones on the highways every couple miles and stuff like that. That's old school, man. That's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. Get your free portable cassette player. Yeah, there was even some, I noticed, they were even selling in this magazine. They were selling, there's like on the back here, it has some like music or soundtracks and stuff from the various things. And they were still selling back then, the cassettes. Woo, yo. The cassettes, $9.98 each. Compact disc, $16.95. Yo, that is, yep, that's pretty old school to the max. Yeah, they don't really have that kind of thing anymore. They don't really have that stuff anymore, you know. Cassettes. They don't really have too many payphones on the freeways and so forth. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. And then the rest of this article, like magazine and stuff, they just have various, like it talks about some of the various episodes and so forth of DS9, like the plot, who was in them, what was said, and so forth. Like this one is about the rules of acquisition, and it just talks about, you know, the episode. There isn't really a article or, you know, interview and stuff in this that Terry did. It's just like the episode itself, basically, and some pictures and stuff. Yeah, here's another episode and stuff that it talks about. Necessary evil. Yeah, back when I was a kid, I collected a huge amount of Terry Farrell stuff. You know, Dax magazines, Dax toys, and Dax and so on. You know, so forth. All the different little Dax things. Yeah. As a kid, I used to think, oh, Terry is so hot. Terry is so sexy and so forth. Dax is my hero. Oh yeah. Yeah, as a kid and stuff. I was looking at this the other day. I was looking at these old pictures from stuff way like this, you know, from way back. And I saw this picture. I was looking at this picture of the Enterprise D. And I was kind of sad that it had to end and stuff. But then, I mean, all Earth things end. But I guess it would be kind of weird, you know, if they were still doing episodes or stuff for these TV shows, you know, The Next Generation or DS9 or Voyager and so forth. This one is about an episode from what that was called The Second Sight. Yeah, I think it's cool though that Earth has a space station, the International Space Station. I mean, obviously the ISS is not as big as, you know, Deep Space Nine or as advanced, but I think it's cool that something real is out there that exists. This is some more pictures from that episode. Earth has had, what is it, 10 space stations or something? Before the Soviet Union had Mir and the various Yalut or whatever they were called, space stations orbiting Earth. I also think it's cool that more and more space travel is becoming a reality. There are several companies, I forget the names. Virgin is one, I think, that takes people into space. So I think it's cool that humanity as a whole is advancing or making progress in technology like that. This is about a episode called Sanctuary. One of the things that inspired me too as a kid was Terry's success or success story. I mean, here is someone who went from Iowa to Hollywood. Not too many people do that or get to do that. So when Terry was successful, I was inspired. The movie stars may be small in numbers, but do big things. I don't know how different I would be if there was no movies or TV shows. I can't imagine it. you have to remember, as a kid, when I saw Terry on TV, I was like, oh, or look at how hot, or look at this, how hot and sexy Dax is and stuff. Me as a kid, I mean, who didn't know, better or anything, I was just blown away and stuff. So yeah. But it just wasn't, Terry that influenced me as a kid. But I liked just about all the Star Trek actors. As a kid, I thought Star Trek was pretty cool. The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and so forth. I had never seen anything like that before. It was new for me at the time, and I thought it was pretty amazing. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was great. This one is from, or talks about, the episode Rivals. I am grateful for those people that made the science fiction stuff. How two people, George Lucas and Gene Roddenberry, one day came up with the idea of making Star Wars and Star Trek, and how big those two ideas became. Even today, those two ideas or thoughts are still very big in society, in the world, and will continue to be for many years to come. And one of the things that amazes me about Deep Space Nine is how the show is becoming reality. I mean, you have the International Space Station, and there's that company called Virgin or whatever that takes people into space. So I think it's pretty cool stuff. Yeah, if you've seen some of these episodes, like Whispers, I mean, this is what this magazine is basically, or article and stuff, is basically about. Like Whispers, it just has like the episode, but like written out, you know. It's just like the words on paper, written down and so forth, and some of the pictures. It's kind of like just reading the episode, basically, and so forth. Yeah.